Welcome to this information session for prospective students of MSc Applied Corporate Brand Management at Brunel Business School. I'm joined today by the course director for the programme, Dr. Sharifa Alwi, who will be talking in some detail about the structure and themes of the degree, as well as the work placement opportunity. We'll also be joined a little later by a couple of our current students. To make sure that you can all hear me, it would be very helpful if you could reply with a type note if you have any difficulties with the audio. Sharifa, can I first of all start by asking you to give us a quick overview of the programme, what the students will learn, what they can look forward to?
Okay, thank you. Hello everybody, welcome to the webinar session. I'm Sharifa Alwi. So a quick overview is that you will be looking into how to brand not only a product, but basically you will learn how to brand from the company or corporation level. And we will learn about branding, not only for the big corporation, but also for the small and medium enterprise, for service brand, and for products. Okay, so that is the big overview, the big keyword that I would like to share with you.
Wonderful, thank you very much. We're going to be talking a bit later about the opportunity of the placement, but before that, I'd like to just talk about some of the themes that the students are going to cover. Not the actual modules just yet, but the themes, the academic themes that are the focus of this topic. Can you talk a little bit about that for me?
So basically, you will be learning how to brand the product, service, and corporation, by looking into the internal values. And these values can be projected through first corporate identity, and then you will have corporate image, you will have corporate reputation, and we will learn more about how corporate design, corporate culture, behavior, and corporate structure all helps through corporate communication, helps to shape or project the identity and the corporate image, and in long-term corporate reputation of the company, be it in a small, large corporation, also for product and for service brand.
Can you shed a bit of light on, say, the difference there between corporate identity and corporate image and reputation, because some of these seem to be very similar?
Okay, so it's quite an interesting question. So basically, corporate identity is the starting point. It is an approach from inside out. First, before any company, any business person, before they actually start the branding process, they have to think about what do they want, how they would like to project their product and their company. So this is basically from internal perspective. So the company, the CEO, the management level will sit down together and come up with this identity. So first and foremost, how the company would like to be seen as. After that, they market their product. They use a lot of marketing communication and corporate communication to project their identity through corporate design, corporate culture. After a while, the company will start to do some research and get feedback from the consumer. And we are talking about not only consumer, we are talking about various groups of stakeholders, or sometimes we call it in marketing, audiences. So you are taking it from the supplier, the government, the press, the media, and all of these people will communicate back to the company whether the identity is real or not, or as what they are projected. So these are known as corporate image. And in long term, the accumulation of corporate image, year 1, year 2, plus to many, many years, will then become a reputation. Because that is ultimately the aim of the course, to get people, students to understand how to achieve a more sustainable strategy, a more sustainable solution than just product brand. That is through applied corporate brand management.
It seems a good time to just remind other listeners about the structure of the program, the actual terms and what they will learn. So can you take us through basically what they can expect in the first and second term when they do exams and so on?
Okay, so basically there is 4 compulsory or core modules of applied corporate brand management. So the compulsory module would be, and this is done in term 1, yep, it will be applied corporate branding. You will start with applied corporate branding September, and then you will finish this within 4 weeks. You will move on to the second module, strategic corporate marketing. We also call term 1 as winter term. And then we go to spring term, which is also known as term 2, and that begins after winter, after Christmas, January to March. You will learn another 2 compulsory module, and again, you will finish the 2 other modules first before you move on to a different modules as they are prerequisite. So the third module to be learned is strategic corporate brand management and consulting. And finally, you will learn the advances in to move on, advances in corporate branding. That are the 4 modules in corporate branding. But because corporate branding is so much within the marketing domain, within the marketing area as well. So marketing communication is also very important, to help them to understand how to use both actually corporate and marketing communication, to help to communicate corporate branding. And at the end of their module, which is around May or June, depending whether they take placement or not, they will be doing dissertation. However, before they do dissertation, they will learn a module known as Understanding Business and Management Research, and that is dedicated for their dissertation later on. So this is a research. If you are a student of MSc Applied Corporate Brand Management, then we will expect you to do a dissertation in corporate branding, and for that you need to learn the general procedure, how to conduct a piece of research correctly and rigorously. So with that you will learn Understanding Business and Management Research, and finally dissertation. That is the core modules.
So essentially they're doing in term 1 and term 2, they're running 2 or 3 modules concurrently. They're learning these things concurrently. Okay. And can you talk a little bit about the assessment method that you typically use? I know there's an examination period which is typically pushed into May, but can you talk about the typical assessment methods? Is it just an assignment or sometimes a combination? Can you give us a couple of examples?
Okay, this is what is also our strength, our strong point, which is what the student also found in the past. So we have different types of assessment to meet your learning objective. We start with term 1 again, for the first 2 modules, which is Applied Corporate Branding and Strategic Corporate Marketing. So for Applied Corporate Branding, you will only be assessed through individual report. However, there will be a group presentation that is not graded, but the group is meant to help you to sit down together, get to know each other, and work on the same case in a group, so that you all after that can write individually. So to help you to ease the workload, because the course is the module is a block type module which you finish 4 weeks, within 4 weeks. It's just like MBA style, so 4 weeks. So by doing work in a group will help you to think better and get more feedback and be more critical and analytical, because you get ideas, the 3 of you, 4 of you in a group, and you share from all other countries, and it will be great strategy, from other culture as well, in marketing and culture. So for that, you will then develop these ideas and then write individually. So Applied Corporate Branding, in some, it will be 100% based on individual report. Moving on, Strategic Corporate Marketing. This is very much philosophical and theoretical strategic level. So because of the philosophical and theoretical nature of the module, and this will be taught by Professor John Balmer. So Professor John Balmer is basically the founder. Yeah, we are very lucky in Brunel Business School because we have the founder of corporate brand by Professor John Balmer. So he will be doing strategic corporate marketing, and this will be assessed 100% by examination. And that will be done in the 4th week or shortly after before winter, yeah, during winter or January, depends on our academic year. Yeah. The other 2 quickly, strategic corporate brand management and consulting. This is very interesting. We have industry coming over, so you will be given a real case. So the way I see it, applied corporate branding is a warming up session. The real practical where you go out and do a consultant on a company, you will be given a case depending on that time, and we're having a lot of Brexit around here, so it'll be very interesting how they can actually learn, the European companies and also UK companies next term. Very exciting actually. So the corporate brand management is testing the group. Yeah, there will be a group presentation 50%, and there will be individual report after the group presentation that followed. So that will be 50-50, yeah, group presentation and also individual report. Again, because of the policy of the university, I like to remind our audience that this 50%, they work in a group, but some aspect will be individually assessed through group presentation. We will talk about that later when they come. And this will be, there will be several panels from industry. We have several panels from our ex-employee at Rolls-Royce, yeah, who are now CEO of consultant. We are also related to several industry people. They will come and assess you together with us and give you quite a good experience, actually, yeah, how to deal with the industry. So this is a real case, how to solve. They will see whether your strategy works or not, whether you can apply the strategy. So this is how we actually relate to the company outside. And finally, you will be doing advances in corporate branding, which is 100% individual report again. Okay. And then dissertation, of course, is your research with your supervisor.
Thank you, Sharifa. Before we move on to talk about the elective choices, I think it might be good just to mention some of the specifics of the class size and also the students that we attract from all over the world. Can you talk a little bit about the kind of students that have done this program and maybe some of the places where they have gone on to work? Can you give us some examples?
Okay, so we do get different composition, different countries every year, yeah, and most of them have several working experience, yeah, several years working experience, from sometimes 2 years, sometimes 6 years or 9 years. So the class is not a big size. It's not meant for big 100 numbers. We take from 10 to 20 students every year. Yeah, because we do face-to-face, very highly interactive based style teaching and delivery method. So we focus on you one-to-one, basically, on this class. And because there's a lot of group activities that we also focus to every groups. So again, it's 20 is the highest number. So we are not looking for high number. We are looking just between 10 to 20. Yeah, it differs between year by year. We've got people from South America, Colombia, Venezuela, Mexico, Canadian, America, Sweden, European, basically British, and then Asia, Hong Kong, Singapore, Philippines, China, Malaysia, Thailand, and so forth. Yeah. So, and these, all of them with working experience, they are actually contributing even more and making it more exciting in the group discussion.
Thank you, Sharifa. Let's move on quickly to look at the elective choices.
Right. So in okay, we have this one. For elective, you have 4 modules actually: consumer behavior, international management, entrepreneurship, global diversity and management. So there will be 2 elective offered in term 1, either consumer behavior or entrepreneurship, and international management and global diversity is offered in term 2. So you can choose one. Most of the students will go for consumer behavior because it's more related to corporate branding, as we are in marketing, as well as entrepreneurship sometimes, because corporate brand is also about how to run your own business, isn't it? Coming up with a business plan, how to strategically plan and sustain your business. So that is also quite related.
Okay, wonderful. I'd like to move on quickly now to talk about the very real, exciting opportunity of the work placement. Can you tell us how this works in terms of the types of companies that like to take our students on, the duration of it, of the placement? Can you tell us?
So we have in Brunel from time to time the networking with industry people. So the company range from big corporation like L'Oreal, Heathrow Airport, to small, medium, and enterprise, like consultant company. So for example, last year, one of our students mixed around with the network. She came on the, it's a Brunel Service Through Industry forum where a lot of industry came over. She spoke to one of the company and she got the placement. Yeah, so that is how you can actually also find a place, not only our help, but through yourself. Because Brunel, from time to time, we organize a session with the industries. So the industry come and
yes, there's plenty of corporate events that we have.
Yeah. So this is and she's doing her placement right now, very successful, and is a distinction student. She finally got it, and it's very enjoyable experience. Yeah, and she now actually employed by that company, and the company happened to have a branch in America, so she went back to America and worked for that company. So placement is actually excellent because it's in a way it gives you an opportunity to work permanent job after that. I also have another one case with a previous student that worked for L'Oreal, and she's now holding 4 regions: Lebanon, Syria, well, Iraq, and also Iran. So for L'Oreal brand manager, and we also have I have two students that work in L'Oreal, and we also have other examples from opening clothing industry in Japan, etc. Yeah.
Okay, and some of these I understand are also paid opportunities.
Aren't they? So this is why it's quite interesting with the American, the example just now. They actually paid her some small allowance, to cover lunch, to cover travel, and a little bit of hard work, obviously, that working. So it is something which is we don't know what is going. It's between you and the company. Some company did not give you anything, but it's also worth it for the opportunity. But some company will be able to give you some allowance. So this will be depending on the interview. But again, I like to stress here is that it's very important to be successful in the interview. So if you manage to get a company, you've got to work hard for your during the interview session to convince them, and they will take. So the success of placement is an exciting opportunity, but the success of the placement, whether you get the place or not, depending on you too. Okay, we have the support. We have a strong support in Brunel where we provide helping to tailor your CV, your experience in order for you to get the interview anyway. So we prepared our student on that. Hopefully that's good information to them.
Yes, thank you. Perhaps we could just add that we have a very good professional development centre here at Brunel, and it's through that centre, together with your course director and your course tutors, who will help you to prepare for these placements in terms of, what the UK companies expect in terms of the CV preparation, any of the kind of recruitment techniques you're going to come across in an interview. So you will get plenty of support in finding that placement. If you're unsuccessful in finding a placement, we hope you will be successful, then there will be an additional fee of
£800. Yeah, that is by choice.
By choice.
By choice. Yeah.
So that's wonderful, and of course this is something that's very exclusive to Brunel. This is a niche course, and very few courses, masters of this kind, will have a placement.
Yeah, I mean, I would conclude quickly that MSc Applied Corporate Brand Management is kind of a mix. We capture MSc in marketing in a way, MSc Brand Management, Masters in Brand Management, and also Masters in Management. Yeah, so you learn the corporate strategy, you learn the product branding, you also learn the corporation branding. So it's very niche. So if you're thinking of MSc Marketing, if you're thinking of MSc Management or MSc Brand Management, so it's all make up of MSc Corporate Brand Management. So we will hear from our student later on, but this is how I actually capture the whole. So it's like you get 3 things in one module. So yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm very pleased now to introduce you to a current student. Her name is Lochley Chu. Or Emily. She likes to be known as Emily, and she's a current student from MSc Applied Corporate Brand Management. Emily joined the programme from Hong Kong in September 2006 and has experience in business to consumer marketing. Very warm welcome, Emily.
Thank you, Sharon. Hi, I'm Emily, and I'm from Hong Kong. I've been working in sales marketing in Hong Kong for 7 years before I came here. And why I choose applied corporate brand management in Brunel University, because before I applied for my master degree, and actually I visited the campus in Brunel University, London, and I was impressed by its campus because it's difficult to find a university in London area that have such great facilities. And actually I enjoy it now because in the campus we've got the art center, we've got the sports center, we've got the whole buildings for Brunel Business School. And also what we've been doing is when I was looking for the courses I could apply, and applied corporate branding actually is quite unique and innovative courses that I rarely find it in other modules or other university. It is very new concept, and because I've been working for 7 years in marketing, so what I've been looking for is the advanced level of the marketing or branding to help me for the development of my career. So actually, I found it is a great choice. I have made a great decision that I've applied and I joined the course. And how I find the course in the university, sorry, excuse me. And I appreciate about the high quality of the staff, because when I was attending the classes, I found that the teaching staff are high quality. They have the very good experience in corporate branding, corporate marketing, and corporate communications, as well as they have research experience, very good high quality research papers published. And we've got a comprehensive support from the university as well, because I'm an international student. So when I get to the university for my first week, I attended induction week, which introduced me about the university, the nearby facilities, and any kind of support from the university. And I got very comprehensive information and knowledge how I could get use of the facilities or the resources in this while I'm studying here. And I have to say that my favorite course, although maybe Dr. Awi have already mentioned many of the modules, elective, compulsories, and I have my favorite course is the strategic corporate brand management and consulting, because when I saw the name applied corporate brand, it means that I have to utilize the theories I've learned during the course. So what we've been doing is that we are kind of simulation of the consultant, and with what we've been doing is that we do the simulation of the consulting, sorry for repeating that, and we give an advice about analyzing the corporate brand using an acid test, which is one of the corporate branding auditing model we've learned during the class. So I think it's very good experience, because during the class, while our presentation, the lecturers invited the outsiders panels, which is also very professional consulting founders, and give us advice and give us advice on how we're presenting about being a consultation. And this is very good chances for us to represent and in touch of the commercial world. And also we are very pleasure to meet Professor Stephen Grazer, because he was the Harvard professional about the corporate branding. He's very key scholars in the corporate branding world. So we're very honored to have a discussion and meetings with him and ask some questions about this our questions on the corporate identity or the CSR and such on. So for my recommendation, actually, when I was studying here, I prepared myself for 3 directions. The first one is for my career development, because as mentioned, there's lots of support from the Professional Development Center. So I've attended frequently the talks provided by the university. For example, they've got an HR specialist from the assessment center, and they give us a talk about how to deal with the assessment center, and also talk about the CV or develop our LinkedIn. Sorry. Also, I've developed additional skills for my better career as well. For example, I've joined this German class, which is free of charge for Brunel students. So get use of this. This is very good resources for you. And because I'm interested on entrepreneurship, so I joined quite a lot of innovation hubs event. They provide free seminar or webinars for students who want to start a business or they already have a business. For example, the digital marketing, the e-payment and seminar, this is very resourceful. And also, I have to say, library is the most favorite part of in the campus for my student life, because I could access lots of database for the market research or some news research for my paper or for my dissertation. And also I've joined the Brunel because in Brunel University Library, we've got the Brunel Terminal, which offer the free market concept course, which may be charged, which is not free of charge if you are not Brunel University students. So I would say get use of those free resources, free support from the teaching staff, from the facility, and you very enjoy your student life.
Emily, can you tell us where you are at your course now? Because you've been studying till September. Yeah. So where are you right now? You probably just finished exams, and are you on your dissertation, and how's that going?
Yes, now I'm preparing for my dissertation, and because my dissertation is a qualitative one, so I aim to interview some of the founders or senior management of the companies. So when I went to some event to meet up some of the company's representatives, actually they found it interesting about the corporate branding because it's quite a new concept. And so it's really good, and it is really unique because I'm not representing myself only about I'm a marketeer or I'm a branding representative, but also about a corporate level, which is more advanced and which is very new to them. So I would say it could bring me the differentiation between different candidates when I met someone in the commercial world.
Mm. And how do you feel that you're going to use your masters when you return, I don't know, to Hong Kong? Or, how do you think it's going to change your career prospects?
Before I came here, I've been working for years, so I'm looking forward to change to certain industry I'm interested in, and because I've talked about I've joined some innovation hubs seminars which talk about the entrepreneurship. Mm-hmm. So maybe yeah, I think I'm quite confident because now what I've learned is I know the corporate levels of the branding. So if I own a company, I'm confident to have the management concept, how I could run the companies to maintain its identity, to do the communications, or even do the brand auditing like every years or every half years. So I'm quite confident after the course what I'm going to do, whether it is direction A or direction B.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that detailed testimony. Thank you very much. Well, I can tell you right now that we're very fortunate to have a second student who'd like to come and share with you. I'd like to introduce you to Percy, who's going to give his testimony. Thank you, Percy.
Yeah. Hello, Sharon, and hello, everyone. My name is Sawanchi, but my English name is Percy, so call me Percy, and happy to talk with you. After Emily's talk, I go ahead and give some experience of my course. I was charged in the European sales manager in the Samsung Electronics, and also 6.5 years work in the sales and brand marketing in my company. But when I see the market, I feel the market is changing. Market is changing, and the brand strategies are integrated and more enhanced. But the problem is the current companies still remain just the traditional marketing strategies. So that's why I choose the study corporate brand management. There are some kind of the corporate brand management course in the global, but their course is just practical, and they are focused on integrated marketing side. So that's why I choose the Brunel University applied corporate brand management. Our course applied corporate brand management have some strong points. One of the most important point is our lectures. Unlike other course, our course is giving some theoretical framework from the history of the other corporate brand management, and to state-of-the-art current trend and theories, and some practical case. We are also learning the theoretical framework and how can we import and how can apply the actual market. So from the theoretical knowledge to practical case studies, I can study almost everything from here. So I think that is a good point. It is an important point. And the other is the coursework and our professor and doctors, because Professor Barmer is the authority of the corporate brand management, and also Dr. Sharifa, our course leader, is also famous corporate brand management in the field, academic field. So I think that those good professor and the good lectures structures is good for develop my ability and skills, and can give a chance to how can I apply this study to actual field. And another thing is the Brunel University is famous for my country, because the Brunel University is really famous for design management and brand management. So our seniors now work in various fields. So that's why I choose the Brunel University.
I'm very, very interested to hear about your professional experience in Samsung. I'm sure a lot of the listeners will be. Never met anyone who worked for such a wonderful company. Can you tell us, do you feel that you might want to re-enter the Samsung environment and work in the marketing areas, or are you heading for a different sector? What sort of plans do you have?
My current company is also a very good company and a global leading company, but I'd like to. My goal is but my career path is a little bit different. When I was the university undergraduate student, I really interested in the brand management, and at the time I will be a brand expert and brand expert on my country and in global. So at the time I studied brand management, and that's why I entered the Samsung and work in there. But Samsung is a good company, but they are still remain the traditional marketings. So I want when I finish the course, I'd like to changing my jobs and changing my jobs and entering another company and settle up some holistic corporate brand strategies and being an expertise have a expertise in their company's brand designing and. Finally, I would like to be a chief of brand officer.
Chief branding officer.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Well, thank you both for your testimonies for the course. That is all that we wanted to cover in the webinar today. If you do have any questions, you can always email us via the course page, and we will be setting this recording up onto YouTube for replay shortly, so do look out for that. So I'd just like to bring Dr. Sharifa back here to close the webinar.
Okay, thank you all for listening to us. I hope that you have gained some useful information and can help you to make some decision, yeah, for the course. Apparently, especially when you hear the two students, yeah, my current students, talking about their experience, they want to be the leader. Yeah, they want to lead the company and they have the confidence, and it's very inspiring to see how they actually gain the experience. And it's not marketing manager, it's not the brand exec anymore. They are in the past, but now I have the confidence to be the head of the company or a CEO. So we are training leaders, and that's what our aim. Yeah, the corporate person or the CEO itself.
Okay, thank you very much for joining us. We hope that you got a lot from the webinar, and we look forward to having you perhaps on another webinar with Professor Balmer. We were going to have an interview with him and delve into his experience, his vast experience on the subject. Thank you for joining us.